And start by breathing very deeply into the belly. So if you have taken my class before, you've probably heard me talk about the Bhagavad Gita and how it's influenced me in my life. And one of the things that the Bhagavad Gita talks about is yoga. It's the main topic. It's just different paths to yoga. And I love looking back on it because it allows me to get some clarity with what yoga is, rather than the mood that I'm feeling in that day, and then I get to decide what is the mood of yoga. And in some ways that's a beautiful thing, but in some ways that can lead you down a dangerous path where you start interpreting it just in however you want. And I know this about myself well enough that I'm not qualified to do that, in the sense that I bring things and I twist them around. And I think most humans do this. This is something we do. So in a way, it's very nice when there's a structure and there's a way to lean on the text of yoga. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale out, feel the belly draw back into the spine. Do that 3 times. Inhale. Exhale, belly draws back in. 2 more. Now from here, just grow the spine up out of the pelvis, and you can do that by tenting your fingers and lifting up. I roll the shoulders back and I lift up, and I want to feel length here through my spine growing up through the center of my pelvis. And it's light, it's not really intense or anything like that, but I'm just using the floor and the fingertips to lift myself up. Now I slowly twist, only as much as my body lets me. And then inhale, come back to the center, and then twist the other way. So my hands are staying exactly where they are on the floor, and I'm just twisting. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. So I want to see how far can my body turn without me having to look my eyes over my shoulder or anything like that. Chin in line with the sternum. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Taking the body through these range of motions. Keep going. So in the Gita, in chapter 6, he gives these beautiful definitions of yoga, of what they are. And he says, dukkha sam yoga. Dukkha means distress, and sam means everything. So dukkha sam yoga. Yoga means union. So most of us we think we're practicing yoga, but we're really attached to things that make us suffer. Inhale, lift up, 1 more. Exhale, twist. Good. Now extend the left leg out, curl the right leg in, Janu Shirshasana. And you're just going to fold forward and feel the back leg open. So dukkha samyoga, I'm attached to all of my suffering. I'm yogad, attached to all, sama, dukkha, to my suffering. And then he says, viyoga, that's not yoga. So whatever brings you suffering, this is not, you're most likely attached to it. And then pointing out this is not yoga, V-yoga. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. So then the next obvious question would be, well, what thing am I attached to that's bringing me suffering? Inhale, lift up. Switch. Put the other leg out, curl the other leg in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. And don't make the goal to be to reach the toes. Make the goal be to make connection with the body, to make yoga. So usually material things will bring us suffering, and even though we think that they don't, if you've had a nice material thing and then you're so worried that it's going to break, or you might have had, like I had this beat up old Jeep Wrangler, and I actually liked that the best of all my cars because I didn't really care. Somebody banged into me, no big deal, whatever. And then I got like a new Jeep Wrangler. And then all of a sudden, I had to get the bumper fixed when there was a thing. And there was all this connection to this material object, which I understand. Bring the soles of the feet together. And this is part of our humanness. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. And people are very interesting because we get attached to people too. And people are a mixture of what they call Prakriti and Purusha. So the body is Prakriti and the Purusha is the soul. And a lot of times even the mind is a form of Prakriti. So the soul, according to yoga, is Satchitananda, always beautiful, always blissful. But that mind and the body, they are Prakriti. Mind is more refined energy, more refined material energy than the body. On the exhale, try and curl your hands out just a little further and then stay there for a moment and feel for the body to respond to let you in a little deeper. Inhale, come up. Bring the right hand behind you. Left hand finds the knee, and we're still in our Baddha Konasana. But inhale, grow the spine up out of the pelvis, and twist. So Dukkha Samyoga. So most people think that they're practicing yoga when they're actually yogaing to a material thing. And he says, V-yoga. This is not yoga. Inhale, come back to the center, and then twist the other way. Some of these teachings, it's not a quick, or at least for me, I'm not a quick study. I learn it, and then it takes me like a decade to implement it into my life. Grab hold of the soles of the feet and fold over one more time, breathe deep. So be patient with yourself, and you're going to stumble. I stumble all the time, constantly creating, getting attached to material things. But the awareness helps you grow. And then I think maybe in a few decades, maybe I'll really absorb some of the teachings. Inhale, lift up. Bring the knees together and then send the legs straight out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. So right when you think you understand, the universe will give you a very clear sign that you're ready for the next level. So here's another issue for you that you thought you knew. Here's another issue for you to deal with. One of the things that I learned was when I got my motorcycle, I really like it. And it really I really like this material thing, and I went. And up until then, I didn't understand why people got so excited about cars or houses or vacations, or I was like, oh, it's so material. But then it just tapped into that thing that I liked. Fold forward, take a big breath in, and out, fold. Try and connect the sensation that you feel in the body to the breathing, and try and soften it with the exhale. Inhale, come up off of this. Let's come on to our backs. Now from here, bring the hands behind the head. Feet are off the floor, knees are bent. Now here, all you want to do is tuck the tailbone, so I lift the low back off the floor just a little bit, and then I place it back down. On the exhale, curl the tailbone up, send the knees to the ceiling, not to the face. Now I'm just cradling my head, I'm just holding it. Now let the low back touch down. On the exhale, curl the tailbone, lift the low back, pull the belly down. Inhale, low back touches. Exhale, curl tailbone. Pull belly down to the mat. Inhale, low back touches down. Exhale, curl the tailbone up. Pull belly down. Inhale, low back touches down. On the exhale, curl the tailbone. Pull belly down to the floor. Inhale, low back touches down. Curl tailbone up. Pull belly down. Inhale, low back touches down. On the exhale, curl the tailbone up. Pull belly down to the mat. Inhale, low back touches down. Exhale, curl the tailbone. Pull belly in and down to the mat. Inhale, low back touches. 3 more. Exhale, curl the tailbone. Pull belly down. Inhale, low back touches. Exhale, curl the tailbone, lift up. Pull belly down. Inhale, 1 more. On the exhale, curl tailbone. Pull belly down to the mat. Inhale, bring the feet down. Bring the head down. Good. Now, bring the feet up off the floor, same way. Inhale. Exhale, elbows go left thigh, extend the right heel straight to the ceiling. Now pump the heel 3 times and tuck the tailbone. 1, 2, lift the low back each time. 3, pull belly down. Inhale, center, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, right thigh, extend the left heel straight. Pump 1, 2, 3, pull belly down. Inhale, center. Curl the tailbone up. Exhale, left thigh, extend the right leg. Pump 1, 2, 3, pull belly down. Inhale, come to the center. 2 more rounds. Curl the tailbone. Exhale, right thigh, extend the left heel straight. Pump 1, 2, and 3, pull belly down. Last round. Inhale. Curl the tailbone. Exhale, left thigh, extend the right heel straight. 1, 2, 3, pull belly down. Place the feet down. Let the arms come down. Now lift up for bridge, so you can push up, lifting the hips. Some deep ujjayi breath here. So he leaves that out there for you in the Gita, right? He says, dukkha sam yoga, vi-yoga, and then he says, yoga samjanatam. So yoga samjanatam means yoga is the detaching of the previous statement. It's the detaching of the dukkha, right? You might think, how do I do that? That's crazy. Because, it's like society is set up in a certain way. And it's the awareness. It's the awareness. One of the biggest things that comes up for people is with this, or what came up for me too, was, wait, I'm supposed to be bound in this material world. Lift up a little higher and breathe deep. And the idea of yoga is that you have this soul that is perfect. And then we are covered with layers of material energy. So we have all this stuff to work through in this life to get back to the core of you. Think about babies, right? Babies are chubby, they're bald, they're flatulent, and they really can't do much on their own. But yet babies can be incredibly blissful and find bliss in absolutely nothing. And they really have no claim to any material items at all except this newfound body. Breathe deep into the belly. On the exhale, slowly start your descent. And then feel the low back relax. Feel the core. Feel your connection to your breathing. Good. Now, let's come to our hands and knees. Now, right from here, I come down to my forearms. Interlace the hands. So you have, we're going to dolphin. If you know dolphin, if you take class with me a lot, you're like, oh yeah, we do dolphin all the time. So you could push right back to dolphin. If you're newer to dolphin, clasp the hands. Push the forearms into the floor, wrap the shoulders, let the neck relax and hang. Now tuck the toes and straighten the legs. Let the neck totally relax here. So I'm active through the chest. I'm pushing forearms into the floor, the neck is hanging. Now you can start to bend one leg. So I hover the knee. My forearms are still pushing in. I'm very structured in my shoulder area. But I start oscillating my legs. I start pumping my legs. Now push back dolphin. Straighten the legs. Feel a stretch through the hamstrings, but stay lifted in the chest. Three more breaths. On the exhale, come down to the knees. And then push back to downward facing dog. So you're in your downward dog. You want to pedal out the legs here. So you have some sense of just feeling this fluid movement in the body. So one question that I had for years was, all right, if it's all about this philosophy and the material thing, and like, where are we going with it? Why are we doing it? Why are we doing downward dog right now? Step the left foot up in between the hands, low lunge. So place the knee down on the floor and lift the arms up. That was my question for years. And the Bhagavad Gita tells us that the body is a material thing. It's going to get old. It's going to break down. it's going to give you problems. It's material. But it houses the Purusha, which is the soul. Now bring the hands down to the floor, step back to downward dog. So now the right leg steps up in between the hands and we have a low lunge. Big breath in, big breath out. Just connecting to the front left hip. Sending it back, sending the leg back, almost like it's dead weight, so you can feel that stretch through the psoas. Hands come down to the floor, step the back leg out, come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift the arms up, and exhale, hands to chest. Inhale, arms lift, and exhale, fold over your legs. Let the neck relax. Step back, plank pose. Lower down all the way to the floor. Bring the hands 6 inches in front, elbows squeezing in towards midline. Inhale, lift up for cobra. Let the neck relax and hang. And push back to downward facing dog. So the body, believe it or not, is your most potent and precious material thing you'll ever own. So it's both of those things because it houses the spirit. But it is, according to the yogis, a material thing. So you have the body, but you have to take care of it. Just like we take care of our other material things, our house, our teeth. Walk the hands out to plank pose. Lower down all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift up for cobra. This time the hands can be directly under the shoulders. And then push back to downward facing dog. Now step the left foot up in between the hands, warrior two. So come down into the warrior two. Especially if you want a little bit of a push here, come down into the left leg so you can feel it start to really speak to you. Because if there's anything that can give you a direct visceral connection to material energy, it's a material thing that you operate. You're the operator of this machine. Hands down to the floor, step back to down dog. Now step the right leg up in between the hands, warrior two. Breathe deep. Consistent, even breathing. That's the key. How do you find that consistent evenness when you breathe? When you're stressed. Hands come down to the floor and step back to down dog. Now, left foot steps right next to the left thumb. The right foot goes wide. You're almost as wide as your entire mat. And lift the arms up for warrior one. Activate the breathing. Breathe deep into the belly. Hands come down to the floor, step back to plank, lower down. Inhale, lift up for your back bend of choice, and push back to downward facing dog. Now the right foot is going to step right next to the right thumb. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, lift the arms up, warrior one. So Dukkha Samyoga, Viyoga, Yoga Samjanatam. It's like a super pithy version of, because he's like yoga, 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 giving you solid, concrete definitions of yoga. Hands down to the floor, step back, down dog. Step the right foot right next to the right thumb. Spin the left heel down, warrior one, lift the arms up. Hands down to the floor, step back to downward dog. So come down to the knees for a moment, and we're going to push our material body, and we're going to feel a little bit of strain here on it, which is normal. So, and what we want to do is we want to connect to the breathing so we can push through the adversity here. So you have an option. If you like push-ups, you can take a regular push-up. If you don't like push-ups, or you're like, I don't know about push-ups, I haven't done them in 15 years. So you're going to go to your knees, literally come down halfway and push up. Okay? So the body's going to want to stop at a certain point. I think we can all do 10 on our knees. Now again, if you want the push, you're going to come off and you're going to do 10. So let's all do 10 right now. Good. Push back down dog. Take a big breath in. Walk the hands back so they meet the feet. And you dangle over the legs and you feel a stretch here in the hamstrings. Good. Now walk the hands out to plank. And we're going to do 10 more. On your knees or not. Push back, down dog. Walk the hands back, meet the feet. Dangle over the legs. Big breath in, big breath out. Curl the hands out, plank. We're going to do one more set of 10. Now remember, it's just a material body. And you're just going to push through it. Use the mind. It's more refined material energy. Push back, down dog. Then come down to the knees and have a seat. Just feel your body for a moment. Feel the connection to it. Now the mind is more malleable after some activity. Extend the right leg out, curl the left leg in, and fold over the legs. Leg. So this comes from chapter 6 in the Bhagavad Gita, it's called a shloka that I'm referring to, the passage, and it's 623, if you want to go and look at it. Dukkha samyoga viyoga yoga samjiritam. It's one of my favorites. Inhale, lift up off of this, and change the legs. To me, yoga, without the philosophy or the connection to some kind of spiritual nature, it's just another form of exercise that I will eventually let go of. Just like we've let go of all the different types of exercises that we've done over the years. We've done this for a few years, that for a few years. What I like about yoga is that there is what they call a sadhana, which is a practice. And you continually come back to the sadhana, to the practice. To slowly start to shed some of those connections to the material body. Until what's left, hopefully, after umpteen thousand number of lifetimes, you can see your true nature, which is Satchitananda. Inhale, lift up, and then bring the soles of the feet together. Now I am fully aware that this might all be nonsense. Nonsense in the sense of maybe it's not real. Maybe it's totally made up new age woo-woo stuff, right? But it's nicer for me. It feels better to live this way, that I can start to see divinity in others, even if I'm disagreeing with them on a material topic, that I can say, no, and they always have kind of upward mobility to better themselves. And just like I hope people see that in me, because I'm a flawed materialist, that there's a piece of me inside that is divine, just like in you. So in that way, it's easier on the self to go through this crazy life we live. Now send the legs straight back to our Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, fold over the legs. And one more big breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up off of that. And then come onto your back. And take a last twist. So you're going to be on your back, either the knees to the chest or any variation of a twist that you like. And then just make sure you do the other side. And after you're done with that, then you'll come to your Shavasana. Make sure you switch into the other leg or the other side. And then find Shavasana when you're ready. Slowly, let's start coming out of Shavasana. If you want to chant with me, you can chant with me. If not, you can just meditate. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Inhale big. Namaste. Thank you so much. Please hit subscribe on YouTube. And then you can hit that little bell. It's going to give you notifications of when we do cool content and things coming up. I'm also treating with herbs. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and a board-certified Chinese herbologist. So if anybody needs herbal help, I'm here for you. We can do it all virtually, and then I just send you the herbs, and then you can take them. Tailor fit for you. That's a great thing. And if you're in a position to donate for this class or the content, I really appreciate it. It keeps this stuff going. So you can find the Funky Om on Facebook, on Instagram, on Venmo, on PayPal, the Funky Om, and you'll be good to go. If you're on YouTube, right hand corner, hit the donate button. So thank you so much. See you soon.